Hello and welcome to another episode of A Weekly Waypoint, the series where I talk about my week and the things that interest me. Today, we're playing Fortnite to mix things up a bit because we've been lingering on Halo for a little while now. I was actually going to record a few different games of Fortnite and kind of edit it all killer no filler style, cutting out all the bits of running around. However, this game was so long and so action-packed that I decided to just leave it as it is. Plus, I have plenty to talk about this week. As you can no doubt tell by the title of this episode, assuming I went with the title I'm currently thinking of calling it. However, let's talk about another new acquisition I just got like 10 minutes ago, which is a new computer chair. I bought it from my dad. And while that may seem like a random thing to throw in there, I've been using my old computer chair for so many years that I didn't realise just how dilapidated it had got. Like, you can probably hear it squeaking and creaking in the background of some of my videos whenever I adjust my weight or move my body. And it wasn't until I got this new one moved in here that I really appreciated how much I fucking needed a new computer chair, or desk chair, or whatever you want to call it. My previous chair was very much kind of like a solid right angle as well, whereas this one is more made for back support, so that'll probably do me good in the long run as well, considering how long I sit on my ass for. But enough self-deprecation. Let's get to the meat and potatoes and vegetables as well if you're feeling healthy enough. I bought an iPad! That kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it? I don't have it with me. This isn't a review of my iPad. It's coming tomorrow. Expect a lot more iPad talk next week, but this is kind of the most expensive impulse buy I've ever made. I've kind of wanted a tablet for a long time now, but it's not like a pressing need. And when I thought about other things which could have cost the same amount, I was like, maybe I should have invested this money in like a PS5 or something. But again, as I've been over many times before at this point, I don't really need a PS5 or want one. Like, the latest thing is like God of War Ragnarok, right? And I think even that is still coming out on PS4, and I might just dig out my PS4 and play it there. A few months ago, I made a big thing about how I was considering buying a VR headset, and then eventually, and I really was on the cusp of pressing that button, I eventually decided not to, and that is a decision I have not regretted, I must say. Still might get one in the future, but not right now. I think an iPad is something I'm going to use way more than a VR headset anyway. But I was kind of just looking into getting a cheap tablet. Like the ones you can get for like 100 quid. Just to like read comics on and kind of use to watch Twitch and YouTube videos. It's like, I don't have room for a second monitor the way my desk is. It's quite a small desk and I'm in quite a small space as well. So the idea would be to have it just playing in front of me. I already kind of listen to podcasts in a separate Bluetooth earphone. One ear has the earphone, the other ear has the headphone for the game audio. The reason I do that is because I don't want the podcast getting caught up in my gameplay capture. I do split my mic off into a separate channel, but I do still want to get the game sounds in there when I'm recording videos. So I'm already used to that, and it would just be nice to have it in front of me as like a nice big screen. And also just, I've never owned a tablet, It's kind of like an in-between with a phone and a PC that's cool. And here's another thing. Okay, we'll get into why I chose an iPad in a minute, because that's a bit of an escalation from like a £100 tablet or whatever. But I have an Android phone, and I've always done Android phones, but before I ever really had a proper smartphone, I had an iPod Touch back in the day, back in like ye old year of 2012. I had a 4th generation, and then a little bit later on, I had a 5th generation. And I've kind of always missed an iOS device. Android's fine, but I always kind of remarked that after I swapped from, using an iPod Touch to using my new Android phone, I kind of just stopped being interested in spending as much time on my mobile device. Like, I kind of fell off of mobile gaming at that point, and I always just thought that was because around that time I also got like a laptop and PS3, or was it a PS3 or PS4 by then? I don't remember, but I got a console, and so, I had other things to distract me. But now I'm wondering if it was also maybe just because I preferred the iOS over the Android. Obviously, this is a over a decade now, it's a decades-long argument. Android can do some things iOS can't, like have other app stores and emulators and all that fun stuff. And I've always kind of erred on that side of the argument myself. Even when I had my iPod Touch, I do remember being a little bit frustrated about the walled garden nature of it all. But there's no denying that Apple devices, for all their issues and their pretentiousness, are also really sleek and like really smart, really fast, really intuitive, and just sexy. I'm sorry, they are. They're just a bit sexy though. But that wasn't the only reason why I decided to go with an iPad over a cheaper tablet. After talking to a friend who also wants an iPad, so there might have been some bias in there, they were also telling me about how, like, you know, and I did watch several reviews as well that said the same thing, but like the iPad is like the basic ass iPad. That's one I got, I should have clarified. The iPad 9. It's like it when iPads first came out, they were like 500 quid, right? This one was £320. I got the 64GB Wi-Fi version, and it's like the best value tablet, it feels like. I mean, I don't know, I didn't compare it to all the Android tablets in the £300 price range, but it definitely felt like, and I say I've never owned a tablet. I did have a tiny Samsung tablet that came with my old J5. If anyone knows what a Samsung Galaxy J5 is, you know that that was a very shit phone, and I had the tablet version of that as well, and even when I got it out of the box it was lagging just between like screen swipes and stuff like that, so I didn't really use it and I don't really count it. But I bring it up because I do have some experience in super low end cheap tablets, and I kind of didn't want to do that again. I did look at reviews for the Galaxy A10 or something tablet range, and it seemed like that was better than what I had, but ultimately for the other reasons I mentioned, I have decided to go for the iPad 9th generation. It just feels like, you know, iPad Air and Mini and Pro aside, it feels like I'm not compromising on value, and seeing as this is a device I'm going to be using for a variety of things for hopefully years to come, you know, that's another reason why I wanted it to be a bit more than just the bare basic bones. Now, I did lots of snooping around, lots of research, lots of thought went into this. Not as much thought went into buying the damn thing, because well, at first I was looking at like financing plans, but I realised I don't really need to do that if I can just pay my savings back. And as far as credit score goes, I'm already doing the Xbox All Access thing, of course, which I only have 3 more months of, by the way, which also factored into this decision. But yeah, when I decided to buy it outright, I didn't want to give Amazon that much money for starters, but I should have got it from Currys or something, because I bought it from Apple themselves, and while I do get a free engraving on the back out of it, I have to wait until Monday, and I ordered it on Friday. Now, of course, you are watching this on a Monday, so you might be like, oh, hey, he probably has his iPad by now. I record these on Sundays. You've probably seen my Twitter feed. I've probably been going, yay, my iPad is here, or damn, where the hell is my iPad at? Because the problem is, I didn't sort out getting my Apple ID back from the depths of not being used for 7 years until after I ordered it, which means I ordered it as a guest, which means I have the PayPal receipt and nothing else, and no way of finding my order number to tie it to my account, so I just kind of have to hope I clicked the right address. I feel like they should still have sent me a receipt, so I'm concerned because I have checked all of my emails, all of their spam folders, everywhere you could possibly rummage, and there's no receipt. All I have is PayPal telling me that I've paid them, so that's concerning. Oh, you know what? I haven't actually checked PayPal's website. Maybe the order page has more details. Okay, hey, you know what? The PayPal receipt has my address on it. I'm gonna stop being an anxious little bean now. I've never called myself a little bean before, but this little bean plays Batman in Fortnite, if you were wondering why. Okay, well, there's still no order number to put into the website, but it's fine. By the way, for the engraving, I just put Kritigri. I was tempted to put something like booty tremors, or, you know, dumps oftenly, or squelchy butt farts, or any of my other weird names I come up with, but I thought I might hate myself for that later on. So I just went with Kritigri. And even that, I'm like, should I have put Kritigri, or should I have put Christian, you know, my name? I don't know. Maybe it's weird to engrave your own iPad. I don't know. All I know is I haven't been this excited to receive a piece of technology since... I mean, the Xbox doesn't count, because you can go back and listen to my weekly waypoints. I remember I felt like... it felt weird because I had ordered it through the All Access thing, so it didn't feel like I'd bought something like a big chunk of money, psychologically speaking, and I had ordered it months before it was coming, so I kind of forgot it was coming, and it kind of didn't feel real until it showed up. So, barring that, I haven't felt this excited to receive a bit of technology, a bit of tech, for, I don't know why I keep repeating that, for a while now. And at this point, my YouTube history is just reviews and unboxing videos of the damn thing. People who own an iPad are probably like, Christian, we get it. It's an iPad. It's not, it's not brand new technology. It's not some revolution. But for me, it is. One thing I wanted to mention as well, which I kind of skimmed over but didn't fully drive home, is that I'm aware I have an Android phone. I nearly said Apple. I'm aware I have an Android phone and an Apple iPad. I kind of wanted to do that specifically so that I could see both kind of mobile operating systems and both kind of, both sides of the thing. Not only do I miss having an Apple device, because I don't even have I don't have a Mac or anything, I do everything on PC. So not only do I miss having an Apple device, but I like the idea of not just having both an Android phone and an iPad, but also knowing that one isn't just a bigger version of the other one. Now, my phone contract does expire in a few months, so I could swap over to the iPhone then, but I don't know, because another problem I had with that shitty little tablet I had is it literally was just a slightly larger version of my phone, which despite the lag and the terrible performance is another reason why I hardly used it. So the idea here is that it's going to be different. Now, I am a little bit concerned about, I'm going to have 2 different notes apps and 2 different calendars and, that kind of thing. So that might end up being so frustrating I end up swapping to iPhone in January. Who knows? We'll see. But the aim is to have an Android phone and an iOS tablet. Okay, that's everything I wanted to gush about in terms of just ordering the damn thing. I've been holding all that in to everyone I talk to because I know how that can come across. I just bought an iPad, yay! Okay, we get it, dude. Let's talk about different things now. Here's a quick short one to start you off. One of my favourite podcasters followed me on Twitter, and now I'm scared to tweet anything stupid. I'm fairly sure he'll never watch this, so I can talk about it here, but he followed me, and my first reaction was, holy shit, and my second reaction was, oh, fuck. Because now if he unfollows me, I'm gonna be like, oh no. There you go, just a bit of Neuroses there in the middle of a video for you. His name's Garrett Weinzerl, and he runs a podcast called Grinding Gear Podcast. I highly recommend it. It's a general gaming podcast. It's very fun. Go listen to it. They also do lots of really fun Final Fantasy XIV content on YouTube as well. Another quick thing, which I didn't mention last week, but if you're wondering where the borders have gone on my YouTube thumbnails, well, they've gone to border heaven. They're in a happier place now. They frolic in the fields with the other YouTube thumbnail borders, and they only dream happy things. No, basically I hopped onto my alternate YouTube channel for my VODs, and I found out that they're trialing a new type of YouTube thumbnail which is slightly curved around the borders, which I think looks really nice, and I also think completely fucking ruins my entire fucking thumbnail template, and that upsets me, because without the fucking border, my thumbnails just look extremely basic, and I don't like how they look at all. But I am not a graphic designer. Graphic design is not my passion. I don't know how to come up with a good YouTube thumbnail template, and I don't have the time to learn Photoshop and constantly crop out shocked faces and highlight them and stuff to feed the algorithm. I don't think I'd want to, even if I could. So that's why now thumbnails look just a little bit more bare-ass baked? What? Just a little more bare-ass boring, or basic, that's the word I was trying to say. While we're talking about little minor web design updates, Twitter web has had an update, but I don't know if everyone's received yet. But it is god-fucking awful, and I get it, okay? Everyone hates change, the first look at a new website design is awful, and then it can grow on you over time. YouTube's changes recently have been a bit like that for me, but this one makes replies kind of have a margin beneath the main tweet, and it just looks god awful, and I've spent a few days with it now, and my opinion on it is not changing, that is all. In other news, House of the Dragon starts streaming soon, which is the latest Game of Thrones thing, which I've been excited for since the announcement, because I'm not one of those fake fans. No, I'm joking, I understand the trepidation, but I honestly think this is going to be a banger. I'm happy to be an optimist on this one, and not just because Matt Smith is in it. But my issue is, I'm already subbed to Amazon Prime, and I'm already subbed to Disney Plus, and I'm already subbed to BritBox for Doctor Who, and I don't want to do another sub, so I don't really know how I'm going to watch it. I'm honestly considering just waiting until all the episodes are out and then just binging the entire series, because there's currently no hook. If this was season 2, I doubt I would be able to hold it together to wait that long, but I don't know, there's currently no hook for me to be I need to watch it right now, but I don't know, I don't want to miss out on the live conversation people have about it and that kind of thing, so I'm probably just gonna have to eat crow and subscribe to Now TV, but that's fine. Maybe I'll cancel Amazon Prime for it instead, because I'm not really watching anything on there right now. Wow, the second half of this episode really is just random thoughts that cross my mind, isn't it? I apologize. Let me try and find something more substantial to end on. Oh, of course, in other news, Tales of Arise is a video game that I bought last week before I knew I'd be buying an iPad and probably shouldn't be spending so much money, and I am loving it so far. I know, I get it, it's another JRPG, but I'm really gonna finish this one, I swear. Now, I'll probably end up taking a break from it at some point, you know. I mean, it's been like a day since I played it anyway, and when I first started playing it, I was spending every free moment of my free time playing it. But I've never played a Tales of game before, and this one has a special sauce. You'll already have seen yesterday's video go up on the channel. I wouldn't really recommend it if you've never played the game and have an interest in playing it, because again, it's one of those videos where I'm mostly just recording my reactions, you know, the way I do my adventures in videos. But if you are familiar with it, or if you just don't care about the story at all and would like to see me react to random Japanese anime thing, that video is there for your viewing pleasure. I really don't do YouTube right. I make videos which are way too niche, and I have way too much of a variety of those videos to really spend time breaking into a single niche. But that's okay, because I do this for fun. Anyway, Ray Chase voices the main guy, who I know as Sire Denafrius, but you may know as Noctis. And the thing that strikes me most about this game is just how damn pretty it is. I really like the kind of modern day JRPG anime aesthetic, and this game just takes that and runs with it, and it is just a feast for the eyes. One thing I've noticed about the game so far, and for those of you who may be familiar without spoilers, I am in the second zone. I've got to the snowy zone, and I'm probably towards the end of a storyline in that snowy zone as well, unless something unexpected happens. But the boss fights are weirdly difficult, and it's not like I'm banging my head against them and having to reload all the time and can't get through them, because luckily the deluxe edition of the game was the only one on sale, so I could justify getting that, and it came with a bunch of gold, so I was able to buy a bunch of revive potions. But I feel like I have to item spam my way through every boss fight, and I've looked this up online, and other people have the same issue, but usually the advice is just to get good, basically. I mean, to be fair to those people, they're not saying it in those terms, they're giving proper advice, like learn your positioning and stuff, but you may see it in the video. Maybe I am, just shit at combat, but I think I'm doing an okay job. It's just, I've never really been super into games where you have to worry about bosses telegraphing their moves and then jumping out the way. I wish there was like a Final Fantasy XIV mode where stuff would appear on the ground, you know? There is one difficulty I could lower it to, but I am playing on normal, and the thing I find weird is that the boss fights are so much harder than just the regular fights. It's such a ramp up every time. But yeah, I'm just a little bit concerned about going forwards, if there's like a difficulty curve. If it starts this hard, how much harder is it going to get? But I'm loving the story so far. I'm using the English voice acting because Ray Chase, of course, and I'm actually really enjoying that as well. And I recommend it to fans of the genre. Oh my, look at the time, we're coming towards the end of a video. It's 1 versus 1. I can't believe this game went so well. I literally thought I'd have to record a smattering of a few, because you know how it goes when you record a game, you end up performing worse. But I got like 12 kills so far, and I might get this one too. Nope, I failed. I let my nerves get the better of me. I shouldn't have run to them. I should have let them run to me. I'm stupid. That would have been my first ever solo victory royale as well. But oh well. Join me next week when I'll be playing a different game and probably rambling about how good my iPad is. But other things too, I promise. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you liked the video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.